Thousands dedicate their morning to a 5K in Union County. The Sharing Network hosting its 5K Celebration of Life, the annual event bringing people together. It's about donating organs or tissue to others across the state.
Please consider being an organ donor. It is the most incredible gift, and during the hardest days of our lives, I hope the hardest days, I hope they don't get that dark again for a very long time. Having that silver lining of knowing that hope lives on and hope was able to make a difference has just been the greatest blessing to us.
Kathleen and our good friend Lynn Kaminsky, who is a double lung transplant recipient, they put together a letter on Facebook. We put a post out there last October, and we got a fairly good response. About 6 or 8 people, family and friends, had inquired about it, but only one person made it to the finish line, and that's the lady sitting next to me here, Kim Rumis.
For the 4th year in a row, we have seen record numbers of organs transplanted, and in the last 6 years, we've seen a 35% growth in organ donation in New Jersey.
What do you say to people who are reluctant to be donors?
Why not? You know, I think that I'm an example of the success and the miracle of organ transplant. And why would you not think about the gift of life? The liver came from a woman named Geraldine who was 76 years old. She had died from a brain aneurysm. 76 years old is rather old at that time. It's 22 years ago. And the head of Mount Sinai Hospital had even said that the liver, at that age, I was very unique in getting an older liver, and they weren't even sure if it was doable. But I was desperate and dying and needed a liver.
The Transplant Games are held every 2 years, drawing 12,000 participants from 44 states and several countries. Joe Roth is president of the New Jersey Sharing Network.
It's a way to recognize the people who get transplants are able to have normally functioning lives, and it highlights the fact that families also donated their loved ones' organs to help save other people's lives.
Next summer, New Jersey will welcome more than 12,000 people from across the world to compete in, watch, and cheer on during the 2020 Donate Life Transplant Games. This multi-sport festival is in honor of those who have undergone life-saving transplant surgeries, including high school student Sam Prince, who at the age of 8 received a life-altering heart transplant.
Yes, that was better than my iPod or my phone or whatever. That really was the greatest gift. You really can't replace it.
We actually have the Transplant Games of America that are coming to New Jersey for the first time next summer, July of 2020. This is a national event where teams from all across the country and international teams come together to participate in athletic competitions to celebrate the success of organ transplantation.
For the first time in 30 years, New Jersey welcomes the Transplant Games of America next summer at the American Dream at the Meadowlands. The 6-day festival from July 17th through the 22nd, 2020 is expected to draw between 12 and 15,000 people and includes
group sports like basketball and volleyball. There's individual sports like tennis and pickleball. And there are also some competitions that are not for those who aren't athletic. Cornhole and darts. We even have a singing competition and a dancing competition.
3 years ago, we met a mother of 3 from New Jersey, Jill Zoloni, who was at the time anxiously and desperately waiting for a heart transplant. She got one.
It was a very difficult journey, and I was trying to stay optimistic the whole time I was waiting, but I was living in fear of having to say goodbye to my children, knowing they might go on without me. So trying to stay optimistic, but always knowing that there was this chance that things may not go my way.
A new study from healthtestingcenters.com on organ transplants shows 12% of New Jerseyans who need an organ transplant are waiting 5 years or longer. But Joe Roth, CEO of the New Jersey Sharing Network, says the good news is
we are seeing steadily increasing rates of transplant in the United States, and our organizations and other organizations are getting the word out better.
The 2020 Transplant Games will be in several locations, including over at the Meadowlands. It matters, doesn't it?
Big time.
Because?
Because it's going to make people aware of what's going on. The games were really started by recipients showing the world how good they're doing and thanking their donors.
Can you kind of give us some idea of, the urban areas, Trenton, Camden, Newark?
Okay, so
how does those numbers fall in those communities?
Well, in Trenton, we have 115 people waiting. In Newark, we have about 167 people waiting.
Cheryl Cohen of Chesterfield Township describes her decision to donate a kidney to a stranger earlier this year. A decision that inspired someone very close to her to do the same thing, her husband, Frank Kimchick.
Cheryl Cohen was first to think of it, wanting to do it to mark her 60th birthday. Her husband, Frank Kimchick, then surprised her and the doctor by saying he'd do it too.
For you to just spread the word and the importance of how important it is to sign up to be an organ donor, what would you tell someone?
I would tell them what I've learned from the New Jersey Sharing Network in terms of one person can save 8 lives with their organs. And also, they can save up to 78 people, if not more, with just a tissue donation.
All of these people will be out in California for the Rose Bowl Parade in Pasadena, and we'll all be celebrating organ donation through the Donate to Life float.
The floral graphs you see here, all organ donors, all of them decorated in part by family members and loved ones. And there are living donors walking again alongside the float who have donated kidneys. They walk 5.5 miles, part of that parade route, to show that life can be enjoyed to the fullest after donation.
NJ Sharing Network, a nonprofit organ procurement organization in New Jersey, says it set a record in 2019 for organ donations.
For the first time, we coordinated the recovery of over 200 donors, 206 to be specific, and that resulted in 601 organs transplanted or lives saved.